Hey guys, welcome to Beers with GSO. It's a little podcast segment that we're going to do probably once or twice a month. Get the guys together, talk about some hunting strategies that we're going to try out, some new equipment that's coming out. We got a couple guys that are dealers for these big name companies. New equipment that's going to hit the shelves, maybe before it hits the shelves. And give you guys some insight on some of that stuff. I'm going to talk some hunting strategies, as in things we want to try, like hunting on the ground and pound, trying to sneak up on deer when it's windy and wet, and new equipment that we want. I personally want like new binoculars that I need to add to my arsenal. I don't know. What do you want, Luke? Have you thought about that?
Not really.
Not really. So he's got a list that he's going to make up to be a better hunter, and things we want to try differently as hunters to be more successful and just try to be better hunters. But today we are going to talk about hound hunting, hunting with the hounds, with the dogs, coyotes and coons and bear and cats. So got Luke with us here with GSO from the group. First off, let's go over how you got started hunting with the hounds.
Started with rabbit. I hunted with Lane and Paul for rabbit, and then they took me coyote hunting. Kind of got the itch for that. I got 2 dogs. I got a puppy, and then I got an older dog to run coyote with. And that summer, my buddy Andrew texted me and asked me if I wanted to ride along with him and go bear hunting. I didn't take none of my dogs. And then that time we went out, we treated a bear with his dogs, and it was game on from there. I got the itch. And
so you had dogs before that then?
Yeah, I had 2. Yeah, those 2 that I got for coyote.
Oh, okay. So you knew before that you wanted to start getting into it.
Yeah.
But that's when you started to get the itch and
For bear. Yep.
Yeah, for bear. Okay. So how many dogs do you have altogether?
I got 8 dogs altogether. I got 1 blue tick and the rest are red bones.
Okay. What are their names?
So I got Bo, Trump, JJ, Maya, Aspen, Lily, Rosie, and then Sarge is my blue tick.
Sarge is blue tick. So the red bones, are they all from here, or where'd you get those?
Majority, like all of them, are from around here besides my 1 Trump dog. He's a red bone. I got him from New York, from Matt McDonald.
How'd you get in with that?
Followed him on Facebook, seen his dogs, really liked his dogs. Was texting him. Got a puppy from one of his buddies. He had a litter. I went and got one. And then...
So you went out there and picked the dog up. Did you get to pick out what dog you wanted, or did he just have one at the time?
He had 2 left, so I brought 2 home.
Okay.
So I got to pick the one I wanted out of the 2.
Yep.
I brought 1 home from a guy for Wisconsin there.
Oh, yeah, saved him a trip.
Yeah, he just met me at the carpool lot in Manton.
Oh, nice. Your dogs, do you have a group of dogs that just go on coyote, or do you have a group of dogs that just go on bear and a group of dogs on cat, or do they all kind of know what you're after?
So majority, all the dogs that I run on coyote, I run on bear. And then I got my 3 females that I mainly run on coon. I got 1 that I'm going to try on bear this year. And then the 1 cat dog I've been working with, he ran coyote last year, but this year he's doing good on cat. So I ran him on cat, and he runs bear too.
So they really don't really matter what they're on.
They're meat dogs. I mean,
jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Meat dogs. Yeah, I like that. So how many coyotes have you got so far with running dogs?
Over the years, or this year?
Just this year. How many?
I think we're up to 5 this year.
You're on 5 this year.
Yep.
And 2 of them we have on video. Our last 2 videos we have when we were running with Luke here. We got a coyote on each video, so that was really fun.
Yeah.
I believe it was the first video we got on a second coyote, and we just ran out of time and started to get dark, and had to get the dogs out. That would have been cool to get that second one.
Yeah.
Probably a half hour, and we would have had it.
Yeah, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
We got more footage though this weekend. We'll get more.
Yep. We'll hit that this weekend. Later on in the video, we got a coyote tournament that we're gonna ride along with Luke and help him try to get the first place in that.
Yep.
So let's talk about the difference between bear hunting and coyote hunting. When does bear season start?
So bear season starts in Michigan July 8th.
Okay.
That's what training season. That'll go all the way till September. It's middle of September usually. Then that's when kill season starts.
In September.
You get a week down here.
So you can only run them in July.
July, August. Then there's a week between the end of training season and beginning of kill season.
Okay.
You got to take a week off.
Yep. And then it's kill season.
Then it's kill season for that week.
So then you can run them, tree them,
kill them if you want. Yep.
Have you got a bear tag?
I haven't. No, not yet.
How many years have you been putting in on that?
I think this will be my 6th year.
Okay, this will be my 4th year putting in. So what's the guarantee? Is there a guarantee, or is it?
There's a guarantee. I mean, it's you're pretty much guaranteed at 11, 12 points. And red oak, Baldwin, it takes a little bit more. UP in some units, you can buy them over the counter. In some units, it's 1 to 2 years.
Okay. See, I've been just putting in for points. I haven't been putting in for a tag. Or can you still get a tag if you're putting in for points?
No, you got to put in for a tag.
Right.
And if you don't get the tag, you still get the point. But I've heard of people getting it in 1 year. I've heard of people getting it in 5 years.
Just luck of the draw.
Yeah, it's like a lottery.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not that lucky, so I haven't got one
yet. I haven't either.
Bear hunting and coyote hunting, kind of the same thing of how they're different. Do you run coyote in the same woods, same area, same county, the same as bear, or do you travel around with bear a little bit more than coyotes? Or
mainly, yeah, we run the same woods for bear and coyote. Last year, we went to New York, ran with the guy I get my dogs from. That was a blast. But that's about the only traveling I do for bear right now.
So how is it different from Michigan to New York?
There's a lot of beaver flows out there, a lot of water. The terrain is just different. I mean, there's hills, bigger country. Around here in the areas we hunt, there ain't much trees that you walk to that are 800 yards. And out there, I think the furthest we had to walk was 7/10.
So you had to walk a little bit.
Yeah,
to get out there. So there's way more bear out there than there is here in Michigan, right?
Way more, yeah. Out there legally, you can bait from the beginning of training season to the end of it because they don't have a kill season. He'll have numerous of bears hitting baits at the same time.
Does he run cameras?
Yep.
No, so he's all into it out there.
Oh yeah.
Now, does he run more bear than coyote, or does he kind of do both like you do?
Yeah, he runs more bear than coyote now. He used to run coyote a bunch in the winters out there, but he's riding snowmobile now. That's what he told me. So.
Oh, okay. No, let's kind of get in a little bit. Same topic with hound hunting, but cats, is that more? It's got to be more difficult to get on a cat than it is a coyote.
Yeah, well, they run a lot different. They pull a lot more tricks than what coyotes do. I mean, they do tight circles. It takes a really good dog to tree a cat, catch a cat.
Yeah.
That's why it's a learning curve for Me, I'm just getting into the cat.
How many dogs do you have just for cat?
One right now. I mean, I got dogs that'll run a cat,
Yep.
but they don't do the job to catch a cat. I mean, like they're not seasoned. I mean, they'll run a cat, but
Yeah.
they're not. I wouldn't consider them cat dogs.
They're coyote dogs.
Yeah, basically. I mean,
Coyote bear.
Yeah.
So you're still training them a little bit to get on the cat.
The one I got right now for cat, he does a really good job. Him and his sister do a really good job on cat.
Let's talk about the big picture with you and your hound hunting. You've been doing this for how many years?
6.
7 years. What's the big picture for you, as in you having all these dogs?
Well, to basically have our own line, me and my buddy Tyler and Justin. Next year, we'll be doing a cross between my Trump dog from New York and his Dolly dog, Tyler's Dolly dog. We'll be doing that cross, and we'll probably keep those pups till 4 months old and see what ones we like. And if there's people in our hunt group that wants a couple pups, we'll give them away.
Right. How old are those dogs that you're going to breed?
So Trump will be 3 this year in October. No, July. And then Dolly will be 2 in April.
So they're still young.
Yeah, they're young.
Young pups.
But they're probably one of our top dogs. So,
what's all the dogs' names? I know on the videos you got them on your screens, and it says, Bo.
Yep.
I remember actually, cool story. I remember picking up Bo. How many years ago was that? How old is Bo?
He'll be 6 this year.
So 6 years ago, I remember going to a little town here in northern Michigan. We picked up Bo, and actually doing really good. The last couple times we went.
Yep, he is probably my top dog right now.
Yep. Yeah, he does really good. Really good on Coyote. Yeah, so what's the dog's names?
So I got Bo, Trump, JJ, Sarge, Aspen, Lily, Maya, Rosie.
And they're all red bone besides Sarge.
Yep.
He's a blue tick.
Yep.
He does really well too.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, he's a solid dog.
Yeah.
He's out of really good stuff.
What type of equipment do you use to hound hunt? I know you got a whole bunch of your leashes and I think it's Garmin.
Yep, Garmin Alpha 200.
Okay.
I got that, and then Garmin TT15s.
Okay. Is there any new stuff coming out that you know of, or haven't really looked into it?
They just came out with a Garmin 300 GPS, and they come out with Garmin TT25s collars.
You gonna get any of those, you think? Or?
Not right now.
A little pricey.
Yeah.
I like your setup in your truck. We got videos on those 2 hunts, like I said, but you can see arrows of where the dogs are at and the lines that they're making.
On the drive track?
Yep, on the drive track. Yep, and you guys all got CB radios. That's really cool to stay in touch with everybody if you're running with different people, to put them on different sides of the roads, just in case that coyote pops out. You can get on them. So in coyote hunting, do you wake up one morning and know where to go look? Do you guys stay in a certain area?
Yeah, usually we'll check around our sections that we like to run. Yep. And then if there ain't nothing, we'll go to a section where we know it's bigger sections, but you'll find a coyote every time you go up there.
Yeah. They're in there.
Yeah.
Now, is that bigger country, as in
less roads?
Less roads.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cut dogs off. I mean, they got a lot of time to go through a section before you can get around to it.
So let's talk about this coyote tournament we got this weekend. Have you ever won it?
Not that one. No, we've came close. We got second and third place. but we never got first on this one.
So is this your third year running this tournament then, or is this your
Fourth year.
So in your first year didn't place, or
No, we placed. I think we got third that year. We got second one year. Can't really remember previous years.
But regardless, we're gonna
Well, I just know we haven't got first in that one.
Yeah, haven't won this one. How many guys are gonna run on your team this year? Do you know?
Not the exact number. It's gonna be probably around 8.
8 guys.
Yeah.
So will they all be in different trucks then?
Yeah.
So you'll have around 8 to 9 trucks, including yourself.
Yeah.
That's a group of guys.
Yeah.
Try to get some coyotes.
Good group. They know what they're doing.
So in this, yeah, they do. In this tournament, is it only during the day? It's a 2-day tournament. It starts on Saturday morning.
Yep.
And then ends on Sunday at around 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
right at 5?
No, we got to be at the clubhouse at 5.
Be at the clubhouse at 5, so you got to check back in at 5.
Yep.
Can you hunt during the night at all? I know
Saturday night you can hunt the night. You can call and do your business on Saturday night.
You can spotlight them on
Yep.
during the nighttime. I know a lot of people do that and use thermal and stuff. I don't have thermal, but we got a couple spots we might hit during the night and try to get one down. The weather up here in northern Michigan is starting to warm up this weekend, which kind of sucks for coyote hunting to get on fresh tracks. In the previous videos, it was snowing pretty good, and we were getting on fresh tracks. We could tell what just walked by and across the road and ran through the woods. And there's a couple carcasses out there that we could hit that they found, the crows and the eagles found. How is that going to play into the weekend's tourney?
It's going to be a big factor. I mean, we're not going to have the tracks to look for, so we're going to have to free cast in the sections that we know that are holding coyotes.
Now, so you're saying like the section, are you saying like a thick area where they're going to, bed down? And
yeah, they're real thick. Yeah. We know they're living in there.
They know, they got cover.
Yep.
Try to hide.
So, and they're smaller sections, so it's not, I mean, it'll be, if we do jump one, they're either going to circle in that section or they're going to squirt out real quick.
Right.
And we'll have people there to gun them down.
Right. So knowing these sections and knowing that the snow isn't there anymore like it was last week, or 2 weeks from now, or 2 weeks ago, almost 18 inches of snow, that had to have played a factor in the coyotes getting tired.
Oh,
and the dogs getting tired. So now there's no snow, very little snow, I will say. There is still some snow, but not very much. Is it going to be just
It's going to be fast pace. I mean, the dogs and the coyotes are going to be flying wherever they're going.
Right. And they run up to anywhere from a mile to 10 miles, 15 miles. I mean, those dogs they're going to be tired, but how do you train them to get to that point, like during the summertime?
So during our off season, once it starts getting closer to the season, I'll run them behind the ranger around the field, get them in shape, and swim them. I mean, swimming is, for anybody, it gets you in shape real quick.
Yeah, use every muscle in your body.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sweet. Because this weekend they're going to be.
Right now, the dogs are in real good shape.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's going to be.
The last 2 weekends. Well, the last weekends I ran with you, they were on it.
Oh yeah.
They were on point for sure. So after a coyote's bait up, what is your thoughts in your head going up to that point? Is it first get the dogs off the coyote, or is it kill the coyote right away? And what type of gun do you use? Let's say coyote's bayed up underneath a pine tree.
Yep.
Let's say 6 dogs are on it. What's your thoughts going into that? Walking from the road into a piece of public.
First things first, getting there, shooting the coyote, but making sure that the shot is good. Like, no dogs behind it. You ain't going to hit a dog. Quick and easy. 1, the coyote ain't suffering when you shoot. 2,
Yep.
no dogs behind it.
Right. And what do you use when they're crossing a road? What kind of shells do you use?
I use double-aught buck for 12 gauge.
Yep.
A lot of people don't like it because there's only 8 BBs. A lot of people use number 4, which, I mean, it's all what you prefer. But I've always had good luck with double-aught.
Yep. How many have you shot more when they're bayed up or crossing the road?
Probably crossing the road. I mean, we've bayed a lot of coyotes up, and they've caught a lot of coyotes, but we usually just try to kill them real quick and go get on the next one.
Get on the next one, yep. Yeah, last weekend it was fast paced.
Yeah.
You'll get that one and gets your adrenaline going for sure.
Definitely.
So going back to the topic of the bloodlines and the types of hounds, why do you like red bones? As if you have 7 and only 1 blue tick.
It basically comes down to everybody has blue ticks or plots around here. Just bring something a little bit different in that nobody has. And when I was little, I had a red bone. That was just, I mean, my first dog, so that's what I like.
Yeah.
Red bone.
Annie?
Yep.
So are you saying like there's not many red bone in Michigan? They're more like a New York dog?
No,
or?
there's red bones in Michigan. It's just very few people that hunt them.
Okay. Yep.
Everybody says you need a blue tick or a plot to catch game, and me and Tyler are trying to change that.
Right. Yeah. So what do you think is more fun? Do you think running bear, cat, or coyote? In your opinion?
My opinion, I like running bear. There's just something about walking into a bear tree. I mean, it just never gets old. I'd probably like running cat a little bit more than coyote if I could catch cat. They're just a lot harder to catch.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got a young dog that I'm working with, so hopefully in the next few years he kicks her in the gear and
Yep. Gets after it.
Yep.
How many bears have you ran and someone with a tag got the job done? Off the top of your head.
I'd probably say 10, 15.
I was going to say there's probably a handful.
Over the 5 years I've been doing it. 6 years.
Is there a pattern with when the hounds run the bear? Do they go to the swamp? Do they go to a cornfield and try to hide?
It all depends on where you find them at. Kill season, usually you're gonna find them in the cornfields. They're just trying to put on winter weight.
Yep.
Summers, you're gonna find them in the swamps. I mean, you can find them up in the oaks.
Yep.
When the acorns start dropping, you'll find them up in the oaks.
I always see them on deer on my trail cameras in early fall. September. Yep. They're always up there.
Eating every bear is different.
Yeah. Where have you? Up here, northern Michigan, we have the Manistee River.
Yep.
How does that come into play with running hounds? I know you don't like the river.
Wintertime, I don't like the river.
Wintertime, you don't.
Yeah. Summertime there ain't nothing to worry about. When we have bears cross river, pretty much every time we run. I mean, not every time, but if you're near it, I mean, that bear wants to go across the river. I mean, you're gonna go across the river.
Now, do the dogs go across the river?
Oh yeah,
they're right on it.
Yep. Yeah, well, that Manistee River ain't nothing in the summer.
But winter,
when you get shelf ice, I try to stay clear of the Manistee.
Yeah.
You'll lose dogs to the shelf ice.
Yep. Have you?
I haven't yet. No.
Have you heard stories of people? So you're trying to?
Oh yeah, if I can help it. I won't run
Stay
near.
away.
Yeah.
Now, northern Michigan, like I said, a lot of bodies of water here.
Yeah.
Ponds, lakes, I mean, all over. How do the cricks come into play? Cricks or creeks, however you want to say it. How do they come into play when you're running coyotes or bear?
Those don't really bother me. I mean, that weekend that you ran with us, we had a coyote cross that creek, and actually, I mean, it benefits us because when a coyote goes across it and that puffy snow, it'll, once a coyote's hair gets wet, it'll ball up and it'll start, I mean, we say it weighs it down, which I don't know how much it weighs it down, but it just seems to slow the coyote down a little bit.
Yep. So let's kind of get into a little hot topic here of people that don't agree with hound hunting. I mean, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to, but there are some people out there that absolutely love it. They love that people are after the predators that are taking their livestock. Like Chris, part of the group now, lives downstate. I was just talking to him a couple weeks ago. We're going to plan a trip to go down there,
Yeah.
and we're going to set up with the Fox Pro and try to get a couple coyotes off his farm. He's had a couple coyotes that he's seen grabbing at his calves and his cattle.
Yeah.
He's got chickens, and they'll run away with a chicken.
Oh, yeah.
People don't agree with hound hunting, but some people love them, and some people just don't understand or just don't get the sport.
I think it varies. We hear a lot of people say, oh, you're running the deer out, which you might run the deer out of that section for 12 hours, but they're
Right.
going to go right back to
They
it.
are. If they're bedded in there or they feel comfortable in there,
Yeah.
they're not going to care.
And I've been walking to coon trees, and I've walked past deer bedded down.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, then people tell us we're trespassing, which if you started on state land and it runs on the private, the dogs can't read posted signs.
Right, exactly.
I mean, we try to avoid that. I mean, we'll try to catch dogs before they get to private,
Right.
especially places that we know we're not supposed to be on. Or they don't want us on there.
Yeah.
We'll try to catch dogs off it, but a lot of times you can't catch them.
Right.
I mean,
So you've had trouble with people in the past saying, "I don't want you here."
Yeah.
Running your dogs.
So we'll just try to avoid
that area. But you can't control where that coyote goes and where
Yeah.
the dog goes.
We can control the dog. We can't control where the coyote goes.
Right.
So if they somehow get across the road, I'm not going to shock my dogs off a coyote they're supposed to be chasing just for them to come back. I mean, that coyote's probably going to leave that section real quick.
Right.
But.
So let's go over a couple things, like some words that we said in the video. Maybe some of you guys don't know. Maybe you can teach me something here because I'm new to the hound hunting coyotes. I usually just set up and coyote hunt, on the ground and pound, and use my Fox Pro. But when you say coyotes bait up, what does that mean?
So when I say coyotes bait up, that means the dogs caught the coyote and the coyotes bait. I mean, it stopped. I mean, the dogs are surrounding it, barking at it.
So it's cornered, really.
Yeah, it's caught.
It's caught.
Yeah.
And he's just trying to fight, kind of.
Yeah.
The coyote fights. And what does cold trail? What does a cold trail mean?
So cold trail, when we get up in the mornings, we'll go out and find a coyote track. From that night,
Yep.
we'll put our cold trailers down, which are dogs that trail the coyote. They'll smell the track, and they'll trail it up to wherever that coyote is and jump it. Then that track's fresh. I mean, that coyote's running in front of the dogs.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about when you say you get on the CB radio and you say, for example, Bo's backtracking?
Yep.
What does that mean when you say that in the video? So we don't have to explain it, and everybody knows what that means.
So when I say backtracking, that means either, I mean, you don't know. I mean, that coyote could go up there and take a loop and come right down his backtrack, right down his tracks that he just came up on.
Yep.
And Bo's coming down his backtrack, or he made a loss and is coming down his backtrack back to where we put down on. Basically, what that means.
So this one, I think, is kind of self-explanatory when you say dogs are making new tracks.
Yep.
So explain what that means a little bit. I see it as the coyote is getting out of an area and they're pushing it.
Yeah, so basically when we say dogs are making new tracks, as in sometimes it gets confusing. Like if a coyote goes into a section, it's circling, and it keeps going over new tracks or old tracks, and they're making new tracks on a GPS.
Yep.
That's basically what we mean by making new tracks. They're not on old tracks rerunning the same track.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It just.
So how do you know? So I know we said this in the video. When you have a bark meter on your GPS and the dog barks, what does that mean when a dog's barking? I mean, you can tell because you've been around them so much. But how can you tell the difference between one bark to another bark?
You can't tell that on a GPS, but
if you hear it.
So if I'm listening,
yep,
I know what my dog's barks are when they're bayed, I know when they're treed, and I know when they're running. They all have different barks. Like, say, Bo, when he's bayed up, he has a heavy chop, fast chop.
Yeah.
When he's running track, it's just just a chop. It's bark, 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 bark.
Yeah.
But when he's treed, it sounds like he's bayed, but there's just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just different. It's just different bark.
But you just know your dogs.
Yeah.
That you know what's going on.
Yeah.
So you can see the bark meters though if you can't hear them. Let's say they're.
Yeah, if I can't hear them and I look at GPS, they'll have bark meters, which they're not always accurate, but usually they're pretty accurate.
Right.
So it'll have like 2-3 bars of meters, but when they're hammering, it's all. I think there's 5 meters, 5 bars on there.
Awesome. What other words do you think that you say in like our videos, or say that everybody else that hound hunt with coyotes that they understand, but maybe somebody that don't coyote hunt and are watching our videos, is there any words that you guys say?
When I say, so if they're cold trailing, I say, okay, I think they're jumped. That means the dogs trailed up to where that coyote was, and that coyote's on his feet and running in front of the dogs. That means jumped. And then, if you go bear hunting with us and say Tyler says, hey, I just rigged, that means he's driving down a trail and his dogs blow up.
They can smell it.
There's a bear crossed right there. Yeah. And they just bark in the box, they blow up.
Right.
But our terms from coyote hunting to bear hunting, they're pretty
much the same.
Yeah. Besides rig,
we'll definitely get some videos this summer.
Bear hunting.
Yeah. Yeah. I have yet to go bear hunting with you, and always wanted to, and maybe I'll get lucky enough to get a tag.
Yeah.
One of us, maybe. We'll see.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. I want to thank Luke for coming up and talking about hound hunting a little bit, touching some key points, and talk about this coyote tournament coming up this coming weekend. It's going to be a challenge, but hopefully we can get it done.
Yep.
There's going to be, it's a two-day tournament, so I think I'm going to combine them into one and make it a longer video than what the other two are. Depends how much footage we get and how many coyotes we get.
Yeah. We'll try to wear our GoPros and get more footage.
Yeah, we will for sure. Just hopefully I'm there for I'll be there both days, but hopefully I can get a lot of footage for you guys and show you how the tournament goes, and I'll get some footage when we go back to check in. And
Yep.
what do you know what the top prize is for the tournament at all? Or?
So first place, I think you get custom hats.
Yeah.
Second, there ain't no prize for second place, I don't think. But the heaviest coyote gets a free tanning.
Okay.
There's a critter pot, so if like somebody's trashy dog trees a coon or catches a porcupine, they can bring that in and get $25 as long as it's the heaviest.
Oh, okay.
Say if you brought a porcupine, I brought a coon, and your porcupine weighed, I don't know, 25 pounds. My coon weighed 17. You'd get the $25.
Oh, okay.
So it just goes off the heaviest.
Right. Okay. So there's something to be won in first place then.
Yep.
You get a trophy at all, or
not this one?
Not this one.
No.
Another tournament.
Yeah, we got a memorial one that we do in a couple weeks. That you get a first place trophy. They get most duck award, bent barrel. So if like you miss like 4 coyotes, you get the bent barrel award. Then they raffle off a gun.
Oh, dang. Yeah. What, shotgun? Or it just depends?
It just depends. Just a memorial. Like the earnings, I think, go back to for next year. Like,
oh, okay. Just
different prize. Yep.
Just keep going through. Awesome. Cool. All right. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, we'll probably do these twice a month. Get the guys together and just talk. Hunting, all sorts of hunting. So thanks for joining us, and keep an eye out for this weekend's coyote tournament. Thanks, guys.